Hello, everyone, and welcome to our tactics session at the Direct 2021 Farm Conference. We're really excited to have you here. I'm Cade, Growth Marketing Manager at Barn to Door.
And I'm Meet. I'm a demand marketing specialist here at Barn to Door as well.
And today we're just going to be walking you all through the 5 metrics that every farmer needs to know. Now, metrics might not sound like the most exciting thing to you, but Meet and I come to work every single day and get really excited about metrics. We spend a lot of time just staring at numbers, but they're really important, right? The key metrics are there for a reason because you need to know them, you need to track them, and you need to be really familiar with them and what they mean.
Yeah, and as we see in marketing, if you're putting in all the hard work and you can see the efforts and see the data that proves that this is working and this isn't working, it can really help you make informed decisions for your farm business and help you grow and manage your business a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, just to dive into the basics, later in this talk, we're going to be focusing in a lot on some of those more advanced metrics that you might not be aware of already. But to kick us off, these are really the 4 basic metrics that no matter what type of farm you are, no matter your farm size or where in the country or the world you are, you really need to know these things. And so of course, stuff like your sales volume, your volume of orders that are coming in, your top selling items, and your top customers. Those are all things you need to know just to operate on a day-to-day basis. What are you selling and how much are you selling?
Again, for our Barn to Door customers, this screenshot right here will look very familiar to you. So, if you're signed up with Barn to Door, you get these 4 basic insights for your farm. And looking at these metrics, to reiterate, helps you make informed, decisions for your farm.
Just go check out your dashboard. It's all right there and it all automatically updates for you. So great way to get those really basic insights into your business. But what we'll be talking about for the rest of this presentation today are some of the more advanced metrics, like I mentioned. So these are all readily accessible within Barn to Door's reporting add-on. It's the $29 a month. You just add it onto your Barn to Door subscription and you get access to pre-built reports, as well as full custom reporting on everything that has to do with your farm store and your business. So you really get those deep insights that can help you make kind of next level decisions for your farm business. The first metric we're going to be talking about today is volume by product category. And what do I mean by that? So aside from just your overall sales volume, which we hit on in the basic metrics, looking at that actually broken down by which type of products are selling the most is also really important because all of those different products you're selling are going to require very different things to grow on your end on the farm. And so it's important to be measuring, the time you spend growing those things and offering them to your customers versus how much they're actually selling. So Meet, how about you tell us a little bit about how you can actually use that metric once you have access to it in your reporting dashboard?
Like Cade mentioned, there's certain products that you're just going to sell more than others. We see this a lot. Bacon is a great example of this. A lot of buyers, just gravitate towards bacon. It's a top selling product for farmers that do sell it. We see a lot of buyers buy a lot of bacon, and this can help you make an informed decision on maybe starting a bundle box. The bundle box now can be, centered around this bacon, and you can add in items that, maybe aren't selling as well as the bacon is. And, this bundle box can then really help you sell other products that, is staying on the shelf a little bit longer than this bacon is. This can also, help a lot with selling individual products at a premium. So maybe if you're not ready to start bundle boxes, you can make sure that you're at least selling this bacon at a premium price. Don't be afraid to charge a premium price for products that are selling the best. If you're seeing that buyers want this product, charging a premium price is the best decision for your farm and making sure that you're driving the volume that you need and getting the sales that you need to get that recurring revenue.
Absolutely, well said. And I think it was at actually last year's Direct 2020 Farm Conference where Paul Grieve talked a lot about, and you can watch his talk online in our video archive, but he talked a lot about not using cost plus pricing, pricing your products at what buyers will pay for them. And that's a great point there too. If you see that one specific type of product is selling a ton and there's a lot of demand for it, you should be taking advantage of that premium price because your product truly is a premium, very valuable product. And then here, we've got some examples of bundle boxes and some of those items, that people might really want. There might be really high demand, and then you can include them in those bundles to encourage people to try other things from your farm too, because that all of your products are great. But sometimes buyers might be a little more intimidated to try new things, and so that can be a great way to introduce those products to people. So yeah, just bundle boxes, great way to go, great way to get those items out there and include some of those best sellers in those bundle boxes as well. So then here we go with our second metric. On this one, a bit of a different focus with geographic density of your buyers. This is really important because for most farm businesses, you're going to be traveling somewhere, whether it's to a farmer's market or doing direct delivery, to get your products to your customers. Especially in 2021, everybody wants convenience. I know I personally get my groceries delivered every week. I don't even go to the grocery store. That's just what people expect now. And so it's really important to be considering, where am I in relationship to my buyers and how can I meet them for more convenience compared to what I'm doing already? So Meet, tell us a little bit about how we can actually apply this great metric to our farm.
Like Cade mentioned, convenience is key. If you've attended any of our other conferences, we talk a lot about convenience, and buyers expect this convenience. Adding fulfillment days, this is where you can look at these metrics and see where your buyers are and how you can get to them. Whether this is adding in, a second delivery spot, maybe, adding in a separate route, trying a different zip code, just really being able to key in on where your buyers are and making sure that you're reaching those buyers. Now, if you do decide to do delivery, we do recommend that you charge a delivery fee. Don't be afraid to charge a delivery fee. Buyers now expect delivery. They expect to have a fee added on. So don't be afraid. And we know that certain farms that do delivery really well aren't afraid to charge up to, $10 per delivery for any delivery that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know for us, even if you just order food from a restaurant, for one night's meal, it can be a $10 delivery fee just for that on like a $20 order. People are used to paying a delivery fee for that convenience and they happily do it. So especially when they're making a big order of great farm products, they're more than happy to pay for the delivery. And I know I've done it many times myself. But on top of that too, if you're noticing, like Meet said, a bunch of buyers in a metro area who are traveling a ways to come pick up at your farm or maybe go to a farmer's market that's not as convenient to them, you could seriously increase your orders significantly by just offering direct delivery to that zip code. So keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that because those are just huge opportunities waiting to be acted upon.
Yeah, and the next key point that we see, offering subscriptions. This is also very important for your farm. This can help set up your farm to have just naturally recurring revenue that is going to be there no matter what. Buyers also expect subscriptions. I know I have a Netflix subscription, Spotify subscription. There's so many subscriptions that you can have now, and buyers expect this. So being able to offer those subscriptions really helps you meet buyer expectations. So convenience, delivery, subscriptions, all of these things are encapsulated into meeting those buyer expectations. And it's very important for your farm to be keying in on these metrics so that you can meet those expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually have a great example here too of a farmer that did look at the numbers, did look at their metrics, and made a change that was very successful. Here we've got a dairy farm, and basically what they did is they actually did a poll to their customers to see how interested they were in direct delivery. They asked. That is great data on its own, seeing whether, what your customers are interested in, the percentage of them. Overwhelmingly, they said yes. And so he also knew that he had a concentration of buyers in those metropolitan areas near him. So he started small. You don't have to go to every single zip code that you have buyers in. It's not always realistic, especially if you're starting with a single vehicle doing deliveries or, you're just doing them yourself one day a week or even just one day a month. Just start small. Pick one concentrated area of your customers. And if that works really well, you very well might be like our dairy farmer here who ends up growing your delivery service from just doing 30 deliveries per month to doing, over 1,000 every month in under a year actually. So keying in on those metrics and making informed decisions, it's really how you grow your business. So then metric theory here is going to be your wholesale versus retail order trends. So many of you will probably, you have multiple different types of customers that you sell your farm products to, whether that be like grocery stores or restaurants. A lot of farmers have multiple different types of customers, and a really big one being wholesale versus retail. And so tracking those separately is really important because just like with tracking different types of products, you want to be seeing how much you're selling to each of these customer groups. Just like with our marketing, if it takes us an exponentially high amount of effort to, carry out some marketing campaign we have in the works, but our results are low from it, then we're going to stop doing that and we're going to focus our attention elsewhere where it's more useful. And that's the exact same thing that you should be doing too. So Meet, tell us a little bit more about this metric and how we can put it into practice.
Yeah, this metric can really provide some insight and visibility into customer buying habits and can help you, the farmer, see what's working and what isn't. Being able to see if retail is working better for your farm than wholesale is very important for you to plan for your future, what you want to focus in on more. If we see that retail is providing, higher margins, greater margins than wholesale is, then you should be putting all your effort into retail versus wholesale.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important at the end of the day that the time that you're putting in, because we know that you don't have enough of it, is going to the most productive outlet possible. And a really strong example of putting this metric into practice too, if you just look at this example graph that we have on the right, if you're seeing those huge spikes in retail and then it dropping back down kind of below your wholesale buying habits every now and then, you might consider setting up a subscription for those retail buyers, because clearly, they're buying a lot of products from you, but maybe not regularly, maybe not as regularly as your wholesale sales. So pay attention to stuff like that, because you can always, make those changes that'll change this graph, change this metric going into the future. Fourth metric here is going to be looking at your volume from existing customers versus new ones. This is really important because it really helps you track the growth of your business. If you're like one of our great farmers, Tom Bennett from Bennett Farms, he goes out to all of his farmers markets and really makes a point of collecting those customer emails so that way they can join his newsletter and hear more about his farm. It would be great for him or any farmer who's really going after those new customers like that to be keying in on this metric, because it's really telling you, are those new customers coming in and starting to buy from your farm? Or equally, is it your really long-time loyal customers who have been buying from your farm maybe for years, who are placing the bulk of those orders and the bulk of that volume? So tell us a little bit more about volume for existing versus new customers and how we can put that into practice on our farm.
This metric is great because it shows you who is buying from your farm and exactly who you want to target. If you're seeing a lot of existing loyal customers coming back to your farm, it's great to incentivize these loyal customers. This could be, maybe offering 10% off in a promo code, waiving a delivery fee. Make sure that you're rewarding these buyers for coming back to your farm so that they'll keep coming back. If you reward the loyalty now, they will keep buying from your farm and, even tell others about buying from your farm. Another great thing that this metric can show you is that if you're having a lot of new customers coming through and new buyers coming through, you can really start showing off your farm story by, maybe doing some newsletters, doing email campaigns out to these new customers. This can also be done through showing products on your farm that maybe they don't know or haven't tried yet. Making sure that you can plan for the future by having these new buyers come in is very important, because this could also lead to a lot of products that you haven't sold yet becoming more popular, and you can plan for that in the coming months.
So seeing when you're getting those new customers coming through and seeing those convert into loyal existing buyers can really help you, like Mead said, plan out exactly what products you're going to need for the future months, how much you're going to need, and how much you might be selling, which is always great to have that certainty and be able to make those really informed decisions from these metrics. And then just to dive into our last metric here, the fifth really key metric for you to know, it's going to be volume by your farm suppliers. So this might not apply to every farm, but it is a best practice that we've been seeing a lot of farms, especially with direct delivery programs and subscriptions. We've seen multiple of our most successful farms, and some of them that you'll even hear from today, who are bringing in some products from other suppliers, things that they might not be growing on their farm, or value-added products like maybe adding coffee or bread to your milk subscription, stuff that really delights buyers to add into their subscription boxes or their bundles. And so then you can actually see with this metric, you can key in on which of those suppliers are driving the most volume for you. Again, this is really critical because anytime you're adding in extra items into these bundles, that takes some time and some effort from you to make that connection, to make sure you're getting those items and adding them to your bundles for your weekly delivery or whatever the situation is. So you have to make sure you're getting the results out of that time you're spending. Some of them might be performing way better than others. So how might you take that relationship with that supplier to the next level? Maybe that's where you need to add in some more items from that supplier, more roasts of coffee or something along those lines, right? So Mead, tell us a little bit more about how we can put this metric into practice on our farms.
I'll use the example that he used, coffee and bread as an add-on for your milk subscription or your milk buyers. So if you're seeing that your supplier who's giving you coffee, is generating more revenue for your farm than the supplier who's giving you bread, naturally it makes more sense to gravitate towards the coffee more. If you know this is working better and this is what your buyers are wanting, like Cade mentioned, this could be adding in, new roasts of coffee, different types of coffee. Just trying to hit where your buyers are wanting to buy from your farm, and knowing that this supplier is helping you generate more revenue is very important to key in on, and can help you make that informed decision on, hey, bread isn't working for us right now, coffee is, so let's lean into coffee and make sure that we're giving our buyers what they expect and what they want.
To kind of wrap things up here, since we did go through all 5 of the key metrics, it's, again, like we mentioned a few times throughout this talk, really important to have the tools in place to make this easy, because I'm sure what a lot of farmers are currently doing to find these metrics from their farm is spreadsheets or just pen and paper, which is something that Meet and I have both done at certain points with marketing too. And so we know that that can be really cumbersome, both from a timing standpoint. It takes a lot of effort and sometimes inaccurate, because we all make mistakes. But thankfully there are really powerful tools out there now to do it all automatically and do it all for you. So that way all you have to do is pull up a URL on your computer, and all of that information is just sitting there waiting for you to look at it. So it really helps you make quick, informed decisions, which is really important. So just to recap, Meet, tell us about the 5 key metrics that hopefully all of you will be going and looking at right after this conference.
Yeah, so starting off with volume by category of products, seeing what items in your farm are selling out and also which ones aren't can really help you plan for the future and make informed decisions for your farm, and just generate more revenue for your farm by focusing in on what's working and what isn't. Geographic density of buyers, this can help you see where your buyers are, where you need to focus in your efforts on reaching these buyers, whether that's adding in zip codes, adding in delivery pickups, adding in another delivery route. It's very important to be able to look into this metric and see exactly how to reach your buyers. Wholesale versus retail order trends. It's very important to look into which of these channels is providing the most revenue for your farm. And this is how you can make an informed decision on where you should be putting in your time and effort. Volume by existing versus new buyers. This metric is very important because it shows you who your buyers are and how you can cater to the needs of your buyers. If you're seeing a lot of existing buyers come in, make sure you reward their loyalty. New buyers is also very great for your farm, but you want to make sure that you can turn these new buyers into existing buyers. You want to make sure that you're marketing to them correctly, whether that's through newsletters, email campaigns, and you want to make sure that you're really hooking them onto your farm and bringing them back for more. Volume by individual farm supplier. As we mentioned, this one's a little bit more of a niche metric that not all farmers can relate to, but it's very important to key in if you are a farmer that is, providing add-ons like coffee or bread. Which one of these suppliers is generating the most revenue for your farm? Being able to key in on this metric can really help you make decisions for your farm and can help you grow and manage your farm better.
And just to reiterate one more time that all of the charts that you've seen throughout this deck and also all of the metrics that we've talked about are all readily available in the advanced reporting tools with Barn to Door with that $29 a month add-on. So if you're looking for a really easy, quick way to get access to these insights, plus a lot more, there's a lot more that you can do with it that we didn't talk about today, then definitely go check that out in your Barn to Door account. But thank you all for watching and sticking with us today. Like I said, I know metrics aren't always the most exciting topic, but we hope that you all can go take a look at these after the conference, and hopefully you'll get as excited about numbers and making those decisions based off them as Meet and I do every day, because truly that is how you can make the decisions that will ultimately grow your farm business and keep things up and to the right, as we say.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want more insights, if you want to see more about how our reporting tool works, make sure you check out these blogs. Our marketing team does a great job putting out great content for farmers. So make sure you go to our resources page on barntodoor.com and check out these blogs. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Barn to Door. We post a lot of great content on our social feeds as well. And again, thank you for coming and seeing this talk on how metrics can really help grow and manage your farm business.
Enjoy the rest of the conference, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.